63 flat plus
Reed
minus.
Fischer, 8th place, we think.
Yep, I'm almost positive.
63, how was that?
It's good. I mean, New York's tough running. I ran this race last year and the full this past fall, and it's always runs like cross country, which is fun. You know, you can't really get into a great rhythm, especially we had a ton of wind out there today. So yeah, it was a lot of fun just to be back out on the course. It's first race for me since New York full this past fall, so good to be back out racing again and kind of give it a rip. Had a teammate here as well, and Connor Winter, so it's kind of good to race with him and just be back out on the scene.
Was the plan to wait to race, you know? Are you a full-time marathoner now? Like, how do you view yourself?
That's we're pushing that direction. But no, honestly, I'd built up for Houston after New York and just had some family stuff crop up and some medical issues. So just taking some time and kind of getting my head and my body in a place to be productive in training and racing again. And today was kind of a good test. Really grateful to Sam and the Roadrunners team and Dorian for having me out and giving me an opportunity. I wasn't really sure. I've been running like 40 to 80 mile weeks for the last 6 weeks. So this was a great indication that the fitness is still there, even if the mileage isn't super high. So I'm not training like a marathoner at the moment, but I've still got the mindset.
Because of the injury or what?
No. So my wife, Christine, actually was diagnosed with breast cancer in January.
Wow, sorry about that.
Yeah, thank you. So it's been obviously emotionally a really volatile past few months. And to be honest, like my mindset just hasn't been focused on running. I've been very focused on making sure she's taken care of. But yeah, you know, just getting through the treatment now, so the cadence has become a little bit more predictable, so that's given me a bit more room to find some consistency in training, and that's been good mentally and physically just to get back into it. I think running for everybody here is a really big outlet and a way to kind of build confidence and just be grounded, so for me that's definitely the case. So it's been really nice to find some rhythm, get back linked up with the team, and yeah, again, today was really a roll of the dice. I had no idea if I was going to blow up entirely at like 15K. So yeah. I mean,
you're the runner of the week.
Yeah, if you look at my Strava, it's a pretty hilarious graph. I think 5 weeks ago I ran 40 miles. 6 weeks ago was 20, and then the last two have been like 80 to 85. So again, just finding a little bit more rhythm and making sure she's taken care of. But it's good to get out here, and she encouraged me to come out and race. And you know, she knows this is an important part of not only my job, but you know who I am as a person. So grateful for her.
Yeah, I mean, like, being a professional athlete, it's different for you, but
yeah, sure.
Running's a key part of everyone's life. You're still a runner, right?
Right,
Even though it's your job, it's like your release. And
yeah, definitely, and that's it was good. You know, I think so much of the joy of racing comes from just like that freedom you feel, and I've just felt really heavy the last few months. You know, it's a lot going on. There's a lot of stress and anxiety. So good to just get out on the race course and feel really light for about an hour. So grateful for the opportunity for sure.
And you think now you have more time to train a bit, or I mean, obviously that's secondary.
We'll see. Yeah. So we're still kind of working through the minutia of her treatment plan. So my race schedule will kind of depend on that and where things fall, and kind of I'll build my race schedule honestly kind of last minute. I wasn't sure if I was going to come to this until 2 weeks ago. I kind of just had the standing offer to show up from Sam and Dorian, and things felt pretty good the last couple weeks. I booked a flight about 10 days ago and said I'll be there. So might be a lot of stuff like that, and then I think this fall, and then hopefully by the trials build up, there's a good sense of she's in remission and the treatment's worked, and then I can go all eyes forward on the trials and just being my best self there. But she's the priority for at least the next 10 and a half months until race day in Orlando, and then she'll still be the priority, but I'll be able to race hard.
Yeah, I don't know, breast cancer, it's something we hear a lot about, but it's sort of like an abstract concept for most of us, right? Like what?
Yeah.
What do we? I don't know. What advice do you for people? Or I don't want to ask too much about your wife's personal medical condition, but like.
So
get screened, like, or if you want to talk about her condition,
sure.
Go ahead.
So she's 28, which is incredibly young to have breast cancer. The vast majority of people have breast cancer like after 60. Most people don't start mammograms until their 40s, and she just has this genetic mutation that led to a really increased risk of breast cancer. Unfortunately, she found it pretty early on, and went to her primary care provider and just did a great job of advocating for herself and having a PCP who just like listened and kind of upscaled things for her. So she got then a biopsy and an ultrasound, and then things kind of snowballed from there. So a bit of a shock, obviously. You think that it's just going to be something benign, and at 28, she's a former professional runner herself. So when you're that healthy and you're that that fit and you're that young, I think the assumption is that it's just going to be something you don't need to worry about. But yeah, I'm really proud of her, not only for advocating for herself, but just the way that she's handled it. I think it'd be really easy to be that young and just get frustrated and angry and a little bit hopeless when you get a diagnosis like that. But she's been keeping her head high and just working through it with a lot of toughness, and definitely a big inspiration. In the last 5K, it's like, okay, I'm feeling pretty tired, but I know I can dig deeper. It's a cliche thing for sure to say my battle is relatively way smaller, but it's definitely true. You watch someone you love go through something like this, and it puts everything in perspective in a hurry.
Yeah, running in circles, not a circle today, point to point.
Right. Yeah, point to point. Meaningless, right? Yeah, it is. It definitely, it's good to compartmentalize.
We love it. There's a reason to do it.
Yeah, but in the grand scheme of things, it's an opportunity to have some fun. So that was the goal today.
All right, great job.
Yeah,
Good luck with
thank
that.
you. Yeah,
Sorry, man.